Hello and welcome to the AUTOCAR Show, and today we've got you an exclusive drive of the Chevy Sail. And there's a very good reason why we picked this angle to show you the car at first, because we want you to stand up and say, hey, you guys drove this car last year and it was the Sail Yuva hatch. And in fact, that's right. But this, when you look at it from this angle, you'll realize it's the Sail Yuva hatch with the boot strapped on, which makes it a saloon. And the Sail Saloon is going to be jumping into the mid-size saloon category. Let's see what it's got in store for that space with our first drive here. Viewed from the front, there are some subtle differences between the Maruti siblings. But it will be hard to pick out the Sail Saloon from the hatch. Actually, both the Chevys are identical right up to the B-pillar. This means the saloon wears a big two-part grille, and there's a Chevy bow tie right in the middle. It also has long swept-back headlamps, though when you view it from the front, it isn't particularly head-turning. And it doesn't get much better when viewed from the side. When you look past the B-pillar, you'll notice that the roof and door design has been altered. As a result, the windows at the rear are larger. The C-pillar is all new and it flows smoothly into the compact rear. The stubby boot has big triangular tail lamps and looks quite nice. It adds 303mm to the overall length, taking the Sail Saloon to a total of 4.25 meters. And while the boot might look small on the outside, there's a lot of storage on offer on the inside. That boot has really transformed the Sail's design. It just makes it look more complete and a lot more appealing. Now, let's see if any transformations of that sort have happened on the inside. As can be expected, the saloon's interiors aren't all that different from the hatch, which means the dash design is a bit plain. The smart silver finish for the center console lifts the mood, but only just. It's plain to see that the plastics are of a tough, no-nonsense variety. The drivers though will surely like the digital tachometer in the simple instrument binnacle. Creature comforts include a powerful air conditioner and a music system that has USB and auxiliary in connectivity. It also has power windows all around, but the switches are a bit oddly positioned at the front. On top-end variants, safety features include 2 airbags and ABS too. But some more equipment would have been welcome, like steering-mounted audio controls, seat height adjust for the driver's seat, and a switch for central locking. And of course, climate control air conditioning. So the Sail Saloon can feel a bit basic. However, on one front, the Sail is an ace, and that is space. In the front seats and in the back. In the rear, legroom isn't in short supply and headroom is sufficient too. The seat base offers healthy thigh support. While all this is pretty much the same as in the hatch, there have been some tweaks for the saloon. So yes, there is an armrest, but there is a bigger change according to me, and that is the seat cushioning. It's softer, makes the back seat that much more comfortable to be in. Now let's check out what the Sail has under its hood. This Chevy will come with a choice of 2 engine options. There is the 1.2-litre petrol motor, which develops 85 bhp of power and 11.5 kilograms of torque. This will come mated to a 5-speed manual gearbox. On the road, when you rev this motor up, it does sound coarse and a bit vocal. But how does it perform? From the mid-range onwards, it's fairly nice and responsive, and it'll pull cleanly too to the higher end of the rev range, and you'll find it has a bit more of a kick there installed. The punch in the power delivery was quite evident in our timed acceleration rides. The petrol Sail Saloon hit the 100km mark in 14.5 seconds. That is really solid performance. But there is a chink in its armor. The bottom end isn't all that strong. It'll keep pace with city traffic, no issues. But when you find a gap and aim for it, you're going to have to shift down a gear, and flat-footed a bit. However, the motor that will command the most attention will be the diesel. This is the 1.3-litre motor that GM co-developed with Fiat. GM engineers though have tuned this motor differently from the multi-jet engines, and this was quite evident while driving the Sail. Now this engine has been tuned to give you a decent amount of responsiveness even lower down in the rev range, so even when the turbo is not spooled up, you can potter around. And the good thing is that even when the turbo comes in, it doesn't kick in suddenly, so there isn't that sudden spike of power which makes it easier to drive. As can be expected, once the turbo has spooled up, the mid-range is strong. The 77 bhp of power and 20.9 kilograms of torque is easily accessible across the rev range. The rolling acceleration times prove this amply. The run from 20 to 80 kilometers an hour in third gear takes 12.4 seconds. And while accelerating from 40 to 100 kilometers an hour in fourth gear takes 14.3 seconds. So it is a responsive motor to drive under normal conditions. Put it all to good use and the diesel Sail will hit the 100 km mark from standstill in 15.4 seconds. Overall, the performance of the diesel motor is strong and very usable. Now let's see how the rest of the package matches up. When it comes to the suspension, the Sail is 100% ready for India. The McPherson struts at the front and the twist beam setup at the rear are absolutely capable of tackling our roads. The tall profile of the tires also helps to deal with the poor road conditions. Now the ride quality of the Sail is really fantastic. It can make poor roads disappear like that. I mean, you won't feel the potholes inside the cabin and you won't hear the suspension thunking through the big ditches either. What makes it all the more better is that the body remains flat and composed even over these bumpy roads. But if you don't plan on spending most of your time in the back seat and instead prefer to be behind the wheel, then we suggest you temper your expectations. So long as you're driving at a normal pace, the Sail Saloon will corner quite safely and predictably. But if you're looking for something a little bit exciting, this isn't quite it. It will run out of grip a little bit early and it meanders a bit even in a straight line at higher speeds. And the steering, really, that's the biggest weak point. It just feels incredibly vague. At higher speeds, it takes a firm hand to keep the Sail going in a straight line. And this can be a bit tiring on long highway drives. So its dynamics may not be up to the mark, but does the Sail have what it takes to make it at the budget end of the mid-size saloon category? So the Chevy Sail has the right fundamentals. With its boot in place, the design looks complete, looks attractive. It's got great space on the inside, its ride quality is fantastic, and well, it's got a strong diesel motor. Its petrol motor offers good performance too. But there are some areas where it doesn't do all that well. For instance, on the inside, it doesn't feel all that upmarket, the plastics feel a bit hard, the equipment list could be longer, and well, from behind the steering wheel, it's not all that exciting a machine to drive. But despite that, this is a solid package and it will be going against some very strong competition like Maruti Swift Dzire, which has an advantage since it's under 4 meters long. This car is longer and won't have that excise benefit, so it will be priced a bit higher. But we expect General Motors to be aggressive with the price tag, and in which case the Chevy Sail will be a car to watch out for in the mid-size saloon space.